Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving right in and decoding the hidden mechanics of manipulative relationships, and we're going to learn how to masterfully read our own internal warning systems. Listen, if you've ever found yourself feeling completely drained, constantly second-guessing your own reality, or wondering how on earth a dream relationship somehow morphed into a waking nightmare, well, you are in exactly the right place.
So we've all heard the fairy tales of love at first sight, right? But think about this. What if your perfect match is actually just a perfect mirror? Sometimes that overwhelming instant soulmate connection is a carefully calculated illusion. It's this deeply disorienting dynamic where someone doesn't just complement your personality, they literally become a flawless, manufactured reflection of it.
All right, Section 1, the illusion of connection. Let's look at how manipulators manufacture this crazy, intense intimacy right out of the gate to trap their targets. It usually kicks off with love bombing. Now, this isn't just about someone being affectionate or excited to meet you. It's a deliberate, frankly overwhelming tactic. Just imagine being told you're their soulmate on date 2, getting these extravagant gifts out of absolutely nowhere, or dealing with a barrage of texts every single hour of the day. The goal here is to just flood your system with dopamine while simultaneously isolating you from your support network. I mean, it feels like a whirlwind romance, but it is specifically designed to make you highly dependent on them before you even have a single moment to process what's actually happening.
And working right alongside that love bombing is this fascinating and honestly kind of dark psychological concept, narcissistic mirroring. When they first meet you, the manipulator listens intensely to your stories, your past, your hobbies, your deepest goals. But here's the thing, they're just gathering data. If you happen to mention that you love hiking and, say, obscure German cinema, suddenly they are an avid hiker and a lifelong fan of those exact same films. They aren't sharing an interest, they are reflecting your traits back to you to become your customized ideal partner. They're manufacturing a deep but entirely false compatibility.
Now, you might be wondering, how do I tell the difference? Because there is a very sharp line here between natural human connection and manipulation. Healthy mirroring is a beautiful, totally unconscious behavior driven by genuine empathy. It's literally how we relate to one another and build authentic bonds. Narcissistic mirroring, on the other hand, it's completely calculated. They emulate empathy not because they care, but solely to gain your trust, map out your vulnerabilities, and extract what psychologists call narcissistic supply. It's just a performance, and it's designed to exploit and control.
Which brings us to Section 2, Unmasking Covert Narcissism. This is where the illusion shatters. The mask finally begins to slip, and the confusing reality of the devaluation phase takes hold.
When we hear the word narcissist, most of us immediately picture the overt type, right? Someone who's loud, arrogant, always openly bragging and aggressively demanding the spotlight. But covert narcissism is a quieter, far more insidious threat. A covert narcissist might appear shy, self-deprecating, modest, or even overly anxious. But beneath that unassuming woe-is-me exterior lies the exact same intense entitlement and lack of empathy. They simply extract their validation by playing the perpetual misunderstood victim. They use guilt and emotional manipulation as their primary weapons.
So what does this actually look like on a Tuesday night in your living room? Well, because they don't demand attention directly, they use indirect hostility. If you offer just a gentle suggestion about household chores, it's suddenly treated as a massive, unforgivable attack. Next thing you know, you're subjected to the silent treatment, deep sighs, and biting sarcasm until you find yourself apologizing for even bringing it up. They live in this state of constant victimhood to completely dodge accountability. And let me tell you, these subtle, hostile behaviors are exhausting. They leave you constantly walking on eggshells and questioning your own sanity.
If we look at this full cycle of abuse, you can see exactly how it flows from start to finish. In the idealization phase, the love bombing and mirroring lock in your rapid trust. You feel deeply understood. But once your emotional dependence is secured, boom, we shift abruptly into devaluation. The mirroring stops. The very vulnerabilities you shared in confidence are now weaponized against you through covert criticism and passive aggression. This breeds intense anxiety and self-doubt. And then, finally, the discard phase hits. They emotionally or physically withdraw entirely, leaving the target utterly devastated and really struggling to recover their identity.
Moving on to Section 3, Decoding Your Gut Instincts. Because when you're trapped in this disorienting cycle, your body usually senses the danger way before your conscious brain can even catch up. Let's explore how to read those signals.
Your body's alarm system is incredibly fast. In fact, your amygdala processes threats in literal milliseconds, completely bypassing your logical neocortex. That tight emotional zing in your chest,
or that sudden heat rising in your face when they walk into a room? That is your survival brain firing. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Because it feels exactly like crystal clear intuition, we often mistake its immense speed for accuracy. Your body reaches a verdict before your thinking mind has, well, before it's even finished reading the room. It might be reacting to present danger, sure, or it might just be replaying a trauma response from your past.
Your gut is a witness, not a judge. I absolutely love this framing. It is a vital distinction. See, your gut provides essential raw data about a threat. It notices micro-expressions and weird tone shifts that your thinking mind might totally miss. But if you dismiss it, you lose that evidence. On the flip side, if you blindly obey it, you're letting your reactive survival brain hand down a definitive sentence based on unearned confidence. You have to put your gut on the witness stand, cross-examine the testimony, and evaluate the actual present context. All right, Section 4, Taking Back Control. Now that we understand our internal alarms and the invisible threats of covert manipulation, let's look at some actionable ways to escape this toxic dynamic.
Here's a brilliant little 30-second practice called the Body Weather Check-In that can help you process those internal alarms. First, name the weather. Out loud or just in your head, say, okay, my chest feels tight and fast. This strips away the panic and turns the feeling into mere data. Second, wait one breath. Just one deep inhale and exhale. Believe it or not, that is physically enough to break the survival brain's autopilot. Third, let the feeling vote, but do not let it rule. Ask yourself, is this reacting to a present danger, or is it an old ghost from my past? Doing this instantly pulls you into objective clarity.
Once you have that internal clarity, you've got to take outward action. You need to set clear, highly specific boundaries about what you will and absolutely will not tolerate. And crucially, do not argue endlessly. Covert narcissists thrive on these circular debates designed to just exhaust and confuse you. Refuse to play that game. Keep a written record of their patterns. That way, when they inevitably try to gaslight you later, you have concrete proof of reality. Make sure you reconnect with the friends they tried to isolate you from to rebuild your independent self, and please, seek professional support. By holding these lines, you are actively shattering their cycle.
I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Mastering your own physiological signals is your ultimate, impenetrable defense against hidden manipulation. The very next time you feel that sudden zing in your chest or a wave of confusion during a conversation, just pause. Ask yourself, who is writing the script right now? Is it you, or is it their manipulation? By slowing down and decoding your gut, you empower yourself to set unshakable boundaries and step out of the illusion for good. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Keep trusting and definitely keep testing your instincts.